All right. Welcome back to another episode of Bitfinex Talks. I'm your host, Ricardo Martinez. Today, I am here with Peter Buggy, who is the CEO and co-founder of Paralla Tech, which is a Bitcoin ATM company that's based in Panama. Peter, how are you today? Thanks for coming on the show.
Great, great. Thank you for invitation. All days in Panama are better than in my home continent in Europe. So thank you for invitation.
Yeah, of course. Where are you from originally in Europe?
Okay, so it was that time Czechoslovakia, but I'm from Slovakia.
Oh, okay. Nice. And how long ago did you make the move to Panama?
Okay, the first time it was 5 years ago by some coincidence because one friend from Panama, he's a lawyer and he was having a talk about liberty and maybe also some stuff that happened in Panama with Panama Papers at a project that is running in Prague that is called Parallel Police. Is the crypto hub maybe well known in Europe? There are a lot of crypto events and maybe the one of the biggest in September that is going over there, the Hacker Congress, Parallel Police. So he was having a talk there 6 years ago, and then we started to think more to visit Panama like personally. So then we started in 2019. Going here and explore more. Talk. Actually, he was that guy that introduced us to management of the banks in Panama to introduce them if they don't want to think about idea how to utilize the blockchain and crypto technology to be more efficient while transferring funds. So we started that year, and then unfortunately the pandemic hit all the world, so traveling was a bit difficult. So yeah, so that was the short story.
A while back, like a year ago, I interviewed Uri Bednar, who's one of the co-founders of Parallel Police. I guess my next question would be, can you share the story behind starting your Bitcoin ATM company in Panama? And I guess what inspired you to base yourselves in Latin America?
Yeah, how I have mentioned, actually I was with Uri last week. He left Panama. He was here for a while. So that time we were thinking that the Panama is maybe still the place. There is a freedom. Panama doesn't have any official currency. Here you can use officially dollars, but the legal tender is not in here. So that inspired us to explore more from the view of the like the anarchists or the people that they don't like that much the central banking and the planning of the uh, centralized uh, management. So we started to explore Panama more, and we like the freedom that is still here because as you know, I'm from Europe, and Europe is still now getting more and more difficult to use the cash, and we are every year closer and closer to the Orwellian scenario in Europe. So uh, we were like very surprised that Panama still has many uh, opportunities, and also the way how they manage the freedom is for me is better uh, to live here with that type of freedom. And okay, also the cultural thing is somehow different. So for me it was a better place to move and start the business doing here.
What challenges, I guess, have you faced that are unique to running a Bitcoin ATM company in Panama?
I will maybe describe it not that's not uh, only for the Bitcoin ATMs, but you know when you enter some country like a foreign, guy, you need to have or a very good contacts or a lot of money, and not always. Uh, and of course, the combination of both is the best. But we were thinking when we started also with Uri and also other guys when we started to do like the introduction for the bankers. So we were thinking that we can do the business like more remotely, so or be traveling or something like that. But then we realized that we need to be here and stay here and do the business like physically. You need to be present. You need to go physically to meetings to know the people like personally and that thing. So I decided to be here and do that type of like to get the reputation, because here is still the culture is maybe a bit different. The Latin America culture is more about physical connections. So without that, to be here and available to go to some events or to have some talks or to be part of some NGOs that we are in now. For example, in Panama in Capatec, there is like one NGO that is uh, like collecting, or the members of the NGO, they are like tech and fintech companies, including the banks and also some government organizations. So you need to be here and you need to show the people that your interest is to do business very transparent and get the reputation step by step. So practically, I started here from the scratch. So that was like work of I don't know 4 years that I need to build up the company from scratch. Okay, we have maybe the technology, we have the knowledge and everything, but that's not it. That's not enough. You need to have like connections where you want to when you want to place the ATM. We were searching the first 2 years to place the ATM, and was crazy because when those people they don't know you, they are trying to charge you like amounts that you cannot afford for one ATM. So like step by step, we build up the connections here, the business connections, and now it started to be better and better. I don't know if you got the information. So we now place the ATMs on all international airports in Panama. So that was like the last year project, because uh, to place it over there, that consists of a lot of paperwork, reputation letters, or recommendation letters, a lot of things. So, but fortunately, we finished almost this weekend. So I think the project now will be more focused on not only on local customers, but also passengers that are just flying through Panama, because Panama is like a hub, through Panama, traveling in or through Panama, like 20 million people per year, and they want to increase the number. So I think the market for ATMs is the best that we can have like in Central America.
Wow. Well, congratulations on reaching that milestone, first of all. I guess my next question would be, how many machines are you guys currently operating? How many Bitcoin ATM machines in total? And then also, do you offer additional services besides Bitcoin ATM machines?
Okay, right now there are six ATMs on three airports. So four on the main airport in Tocumen, one on Panama Pacifico, one in David. That are the major international airports. Then we have some other places that are mainly uh, used by the expats that are living here. A lot of them. So it's more to the Costa Rica border in Boquete, then Venao, that is like surfing beach. And here in the city, we have two ATMs. So I think it's now 10 ATMs are over here working.
And then like what's the regulatory situation like? Is it easy to launch an ATM, or is there like a lot of bureaucracy that you need to deal with?
Actually, the crypto regulation didn't pass through. Okay, it passed 2 years ago through the parliament over here, but then was not signed by the president because it was unconstitutional. Actually, the regulation was not that good prepared because Panama doesn't have a legal tender, so you can't consider that you have a legal tender when when you actually don't have any. So, but I think the things will change. So to answer your question, so there is no regulation, but banks are, I think, are the same like in the Central America. They are not that friendly to crypto companies. So we need to utilize like the both way machines to buy and sell. So we are like doing the business and on our side with for buy and sell. So uh, you can cover the up and down incoming and outgoing cash. Um, Actually, all the banks or all the other companies that are dealing with some licenses, they are not officially allowed to work with crypto. So I think the same situation are facing now guys in El Salvador. So is maybe the same that is happening in Salvador that is happening also here. So I don't want to call it like they're like fighting with us, but they're trying, after the Panama Papers and the Pandora and that things, they are really mm, scared or careful to do that business if they can't do the legal risk assessment of the client, and they can't because they are not trained. They for the same like is doing maybe Bitfinex or what we are doing. We have some tools that you can check transactions, you can check the clients, and that's some stuff that you need to have in place, like in your production environment. And I think the banks are not having that in place or right now. So yeah, we need to step by step do some things and fight with some regulatory obstacles, let's say, and talk with them, not like a fight with them, but I have access to some of them through the NGO or through my lawyers. So we are trying to explain them how they can do the risk management and to process also that type of clients, because that's also part of like maybe those type of clients are bringing like new business for them. So it's like opportunity for the bankers. I think they don't see that opportunity right now. So maybe it's good time to talk with them because yeah, the issues with the Panama Papers hit Panama like very very hard.
That's
So
interesting. Yeah, no, that's very, very interesting because I guess like the rest of us saw it in the international news cycle, but then after it faded out, like we kind of stopped thinking about it. But you're there on the ground and you're still dealing with like the aftermath of the scandal. Wow. Uh, I like you mentioned El Salvador in your response, and I was wondering, like, with the proximity to Costa Rica, where there's Bitcoin jungle and like a large Bitcoin community, and then also being so close to El Salvador, which is the first country that has made Bitcoin legal tender, has that kind of like influenced the way Panamanian regulators or like banks or businesses think about Bitcoin? Like, are they thinking about it more positively now that they have like an example in El Salvador or Costa Rica?
You know how it is. It's always depending on the actual government. So now in May, here are elections too. So we're expecting that some things will be changed because there are a lot of NGOs like blockchain committees, blockchain cameras, whatever, and they are trying to do like good stuff, like to show like the in El Salvador is working, so we can do it better, blah blah blah. So, mm, there should be like interest in the government. In El Salvador is different because the president is more or less doing the like the decisions that he is signing. He's like following the plan to Bitcoinize the or to do the crypto stuff over there. So that's a good thing. Actually, I was there. I think 1 month ago, first time to check how the things are working in El Salvador. And I was surprised that also the safety and also all the ATMs and payments on the Bitcoin beach, everything is working like smoothly. So I think they did a big jump, uh, like to the future that we want. Uh, so yeah, there is a lot of talks here to follow the Salvador, but also there is a very big lobby, the banking lobby, that they don't want it. Because you need to understand that in history, when the Panama Papers went here were around like 108 banks, like banks, not branches. And after that, they lost the access to the SWIFT because of the issues. So they practically bankrupt, or they are using some other SWIFT local partner. So now we have only half of the banks, so the almost more than 50 banks bankrupt. So now the banks are very careful how to deal with that to not lose the connection to SWIFT, because we need to understand that here the official, like the non-official currency is US dollar. So all the intermediary banks are in the US. They are using. So they are. I understand they are afraid to lose the connection to be able to send money out, because they are sending money also to Asia, to European partners through the US. So that's the situation over here.
I want to change the subject a little bit. What's the level of adoption like in Panama? Is there like a large like Bitcoin community or like crypto scene? Are there meetups? Are people familiar with Bitcoin and crypto? What kind of demand are you guys seeing with the usage of your ATMs?
Um, mm, the community, okay, the community is not like in 10,000 of people, but I think the community is in maybe higher hundreds or lower thousands of people over here in the community. You know how it is. Their community, they are just for Bitcoin, like Bitcoin Maxis. There's a big community of Ethereum and all the stuff around the Ethereum. But actually, we can see all the communities mainly in the capital in Panama City, and also more to north, where are the expats in Chiriquí, in Boquete, that is close to Costa Rica borders. So more or less, there were some meetups that but it's not like regular. It lost the after the pandemic time. It lost the flow, and now it's like step by step they are trying to recreate the meetups, or also the Bitcoin meetups, Ethereum, DAO. Here is a group of DAO uh, programmers. So step by step it's like recovering, let's say. Yeah, a lot of people they are using the Bitcoin ATMs, especially to do like remittance to send money abroad. Uh, but still, there is a lot of work to teach the people to not use any other fiat services that are more expensive to to do the remittance or to send the money to their families. So yeah, you can see a lot of people coming here. It started with Venezuela, then Colombia people. Officially, like the capital is having like a two and something millions of the citizens, but unofficially, I think it's like 4 million. So you can see that a lot of people are coming here for work. So it's visible that the economic situation, especially the countries like Colombia, Venezuela, the lot of people are coming here and like illegal through the borders of Darien, that is like the jungle between the Colombia and Panama, and it's like very hard to see the other videos from there, how they are coming through the jungle because it's very hard to walk over there. I'm also like just a bit of a photographer, so I was over there, so I'm familiar with that type of mountains. But then you can see that those type of people that those they are more smart, of course, because you need to have some knowledge to utilize the crypto, and a lot of our customers are from abroad.
And then do you do any kind of like KYC to use the ATM? Like if I wanted to buy or sell crypto, do I have to like scan my passport or my ID or anything like that?
Okay, right now, we have like limits. We have like limits above what we are doing that KYC and all the checkings um, against all the sanction list. So yeah, we need to do that. But there is some small limit that they can do it like freely.
Okay. And then what coins are you currently like listing on your machines? I know Will was saying that you guys just added Tether Gold, which is huge. What other currencies are available on the Bitcoin ATM machines?
Okay, in history we were supporting a lot of coins, but that was not working. Like more than 90% of all transactions are done in Bitcoin. So we decided to not support the other currencies because you need to then run also your own infrastructure and be aware of a lot of security issues in the wallet or something like that. So we decided to run only like Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, and now we added the Tether Gold. So that's something that we want to now work on that more with the Tether Gold. Uh, to offer clients to enter also the gold token.
Nice. Yeah, no, it's I think gold is going to perform very well with the way the macroeconomic climate is right now. Um, what would you say are the most significant obstacles to operating a Bitcoin ATM network in Latin America?
More or less, okay. I can say the first, the Panama was the first obstacle was that we should be here, like physically living here and do the business here. There are some obstacles that we are trying to resolve with the regulatory and explaining them because some of things so with managing the cash is also like regulated thing. So maybe that's the thing here. Uh, I was invited many times, and I was also physically in Colombia, and the the obstacle to run the ATMs in countries that are not using that much dollars. You know that the $500 in the Colombian peso is like hip
It's
like
like 2
that.
million
So
pesos. Yeah.
so it's the it's like the physical obstacle of the ATMs. There is some capacity of the boxes inside, like for the deposit, also for withdrawal. When you have it full after 2,000 of dollars transactions, and you need to like replenish that, like remove and so that that type of costs, I think you can't afford to do that business. So because to go with the service that is replenishing the cash like every day, so you need to pay that. So it's when we calculated like the P&L, like profit and loss, it was not that interesting. And the same was in Costa Rica. There is no difference. In El Salvador, all the ATMs are covered already with the Chivo, so there are 400 ATMs, so there is no like real place to compete at.
That makes sense. What about like other countries in Central America apart from Costa Rica, which you mentioned, like I don't know, Guatemala or like Honduras or Mexico, for example?
In those type of countries, you need to come with some mm, weaker security or safety. So and then also you need to be there. So you need to be there. Maybe the community or the country where we are looking, but we will see is maybe Dominican Republic. There is a big community. Um, in Honduras, actually, our friend is running the uh, let's say like a Bitcoin hub that is not directly in Honduras, but it's on Roatan. It's the island of Honduras. They are having there already the project with the Bitcoin ATM. So step by step, we need to like do own research, especially in the safety, because in the Latin America, also in El Salvador, the safety only was improved by Bukele. So before I will not enter the Salvador. So it's you need to be aware of where you are doing business, and the business with ATM is tied to cash. So
There's security concerns there for sure. Where are you procuring your Bitcoin? Are there like exchanges in Panama where you can like top off your Bitcoin wallet so that you can fill the ATMs up again and stuff like that? Or like how does that whole process work?
okay, now we are onboarding to Bitfinex uh, to use them, but we were using like some exchanges. Okay, so we don't need the fiat gateway, so we can use the exchanges that are not using the fiat gateway, so it's more easily to manage the buy and sell as the USD or USDT. We can buy and sell very easy.
And then I guess what advantages would you say that operating a Bitcoin ATM business in Panama offers you?
Like I mentioned, the Panama is still like the hub of the Central America. A lot of people are traveling through Panama or in Panama. There is a lot of tourism. Here is the canal and things like that. So advantages, what I saw is still like the safety. Still, the safety is good to operate this type of business over here. Is not comparable to Europe, because in Europe it's much more safer. So, but it's still, when I compare it to the other countries, how is the safety in Bogota or some cities like that. So I can't imagine to operate there. So maybe like the one I will pick is the safety. Is the safety.
Like what role do you see for Bitcoin and Bitcoin ATMs in Panama over the next few years? Do you see like demand continuing to increase like at an exponential rate?
Okay, like always, also Bitfinex and all the exchanges, all the operators of crypto, there was a bear market, a very strong bear market. So the last year was not that good. But now it started to be more and more better. It's getting better right now. So, but to predict anything after pandemic, I don't want to predict anything because that type of random things that happened, you can practically uh, know what will happen. So, but still, we were trying to cover places that are visited not only by locals and also expats living here, but with the access of all people traveling through or to and from Panama. Now we are also in touch with the with the cruise ship ports that is on the Panama Canal, through all the ports on the one side and another side, Caribbean and here Pacific side. They are going over 200 cruise ships, so that's quite a big amount of people going over there, and that's our clients.
Yeah, wow, that is a big deal. There's a lot of people that travel by cruise through Panama for sure. Um, I guess I want to change the subject again. Uh, you mentioned that you were friends with Uri, who started Parallel Nipolis, and that Parallel Nipolis kind of started you on your Bitcoin journey. Parallel Nipolis is very, very famous for crypto anarchy. And before the interview, we were speaking about our mutual interest in crypto anarchy. How did you start down the journey of becoming a crypto anarchist?
That's a funny because I was working on the other side. I was working at the okay. I'm tech guy, but I was working for banks for over 15 years. So the journey started actually maybe in 2000, I don't know, 15 or something like that. That some of my colleagues mentioned me that there is something like Bitcoin mining, and then step by step I was doing like a deep diving in those topics, and but you know that days there wasn't that much for study, so you need to search, you need to go for some groups to talk to with the people. So, and those people around also Uri and the hacker space that was actually in Bratislava and Prague. So there was a big group of people that you can be in touch, and we were exploring the new technology, and so that was my first touch with the crypto with them.
That's quite the transition from a banker to a Bitcoiner.
Actually, also the banking, but I was a tech guy, so I was on the technology side, server side, software and that things. So that helped me like easily jump to in those tech topics with the Bitcoin and the cryptography and that stuff. And that time I understood that the banking technology, for me, when I realized or when I get in touch with the Bitcoin that time, that the banking technology, it's like a dinosaurs technology. They are using the technology from 80s, 90s, and still that time the Swift and everything, file transfers and that thing in clear text files. That was terrible. When I was comparing that to the Bitcoin white paper, I was like, what the hell? That is like jump to the space. And that helped me to just leave the banking and to start doing other things. Because we started doing business with my brother, Martin, and we were having a lot of years, and still it's running in Europe, like something that is maybe running also Bitfinex. We have like payment gateway. We started doing like in 2014, the first. with the POS terminals and everything. So we have a lot of clients over there in Central Europe that are still using that. So we have integrations to e-shops, everything like that. So that was like also the second thing that we did in the company.
I guess what's your opinion on why that area of the world like were such early adopters of Bitcoin? I know like in Czechia, like the first mining pool, for example, Slush Pool was established.
Mhm.
There's Parallel Neapolis in Prague. Uh,
Mhm.
there's
Treasure.
yeah, Trezor, the community in Bratislava that had the TAZ like trailer. Um, there's just so much like early adoption of Bitcoin. Like, why do you think that is?
Maybe that is tied to history of Czechoslovakia because we were appreciating more the liberty and freedom after the Velvet Revolution that happened in '89. You know that the place of after the Second World War, the more of the East European countries were, let's say, occupied by the Russians. So there were not that many possibilities to travel to the West countries. Also, the like all the development of tech stuff was really behind the West. So uh, we really now appreciate more the liberty and the freedom than the West. Now I think it's reversed. You can see in France, in a lot of countries of the West, that the socialism is just destroying their economies, and they are just keeping stay blind, and they don't see that it's happening.
Yeah, wow, that's an interesting take, and I think I would agree with you. I think that people that lived under oppression, like in places like Slovakia or like Romania, like they do have like an appreciation for freedom that maybe is not so intense as it was once at one point in time in the West. Peter, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been wonderful interviewing you. Before we get off the podcast here, would you like to give like your contact info, your social media, how people can get in touch with Paralla if they want to do business with you, and all
Yeah,
that kind of
sure.
information?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Thank you for inviting me, and see you maybe in the next year, so we can see how we how we did the how we do the progressing with the things in Panama.
I would love to. I just missed you there in Panama. I was supposed to go with Will, but I couldn't make it for personal reasons. But hopefully next year I can attend the event.
Great, great. Always welcome. Just let me know, and we can maybe I will be having a trip to Colombia. So if you're residing there, so we can get in touch.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You have my contact. So if you're going to come out here, let's meet up for sure.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too.